welcome back to Coffee and Praise. Today I wanted to read from Psalm 139. And the reason that I wanted to share that is because a few days ago when I was listening to my Spotify playlist, um, the song Psalm 139 came up. It was by the Sons of Korah. And then I believe it was yesterday or earlier today, I was going through YouTube and I followed the Presley girls, and one of their shorts came up, and she was talking about Psalm 139, and it just was something that, since I heard it twice, I thought, maybe I should go and read it and um, take some notes, discuss it, and maybe share it with you all. I will be reading from my Complete Jewish Bible. And as you can see, it's held together with some packing tape, and my cat Rami, when he is younger, bits and pieces out of it. And it's one that I carried and still carry almost everywhere with me, so it's a little banged up. And I'll go ahead and read. I'm going to read at least 1 through 6, and I may just read the whole entire thing. It's not very long. All right. Adonai, you have probed me, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I stand up. You discern my inclinations from afar. You scrutinize my daily activities. You are so familiar with all my ways that before I speak even a word, Adonai, you know all about it already. You have hemmed me in both excuse me. You have hemmed me in both behind and in front, and laid your hand on me. Such wonderful knowledge is beyond me, far too high for me to reach. Where can I go to escape your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I climb up to heaven, you are there. If I lie down in Sheol, you are there. If I fly away with the wings of the dawn and land beyond the sea, even there your hand would lead me. Your right hand would hold me fast. If I say, let darkness surround me, let the light around me be night, even darkness like this is not too dark for you. Rather, night is clear as day, darkness and light are the same. For you fashioned me. Oh, jeez. I'm having a hard time reading today. For you fashioned my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I thank you because I am awesomely made. Wonderfully. Your works are wonders. I know this very well. My bones were not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes could see me as an embryo. But in your book all my days were already written. My days had been shaped before any of them existed. God, how I prize your thoughts, how many of them there are. If I count them, they are more than grains of sand. If I finish the count, I am still with you. God, if only you would kill off the wicked. Men of blood, get away from me. They invoke your name for their crafty schemes. Yes, your enemies misuse it. Adonai, how I hate those who hate you. I feel such disgust with those who defy you. I hate them with unlimited hatred. They have become my enemies too. Examine me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if there is any in me any hurtful way, and lead me along the eternal way. And I really like how David is praying here for God to examine him and to show him the things that are in him that he needs to change, the things that are in him that are not glorifying God, anything that will hinder his walk and his growth with God. And we know David's story, and all the things that he went through and the things that he did as well, and still God calls him a man after his own heart. And have you ever prayed that prayer for God to examine you and to know your heart and test you and know your thoughts, and to see if there's in you any hurtful way and lead you along the eternal way? It's kind of like I believe it was Corey from the Presley Girls that was in the short. It may have been Katie, I don't know, I can't remember now. But she mentioned that it's a scary prayer because it's something that is going to require humility on our part. It's going to require change. It's going to require opening ourselves up to the things that are within us, and realizing that we have things that hinder our walk. We have things that can be hurtful to others. We have things that are hurtful to ourselves. We have things that defy God. And we read in verses 13 through 16 where David's talking about how God has fashioned him. He knit him together in his mother's womb, and even as before he was even conceived as an embryo, his days were written. He had a plan for David. He had a purpose for him, and each of us have a purpose, and we just need to sit with God and ask him, and he'll show us our purpose. And anything that we do, whatever it is, the type of work that we do, hobbies that we have, raising children, whatever it is that we do needs to glorify God. So it has to be something that we know will bring encouragement and hope to others, and will help to grow us. Because even in those times when we don't want to do something, even if it's go to work, even in I think of the jobs that I've had, and I think, well, some of them didn't mean as much as others. Some of them were just, I worked at McDonald's, I worked in a theater, I delivered newspapers for a while, I worked in the office there in our local newspaper, as an assistant circulation assistant, and also as the circulation manager later on. And I worked at the Behavioral Institute back when I was 19, and most of what I did there is I worked in the what I guess would be considered long-term care, I believe is what they call it. Yeah. And it's there's that type of work to me seemed, this means a lot more, because I'm working with people. I got to sit with people in the long-term care areas and listen to their stories, and just be somebody there for them when they had no family there, or even though we just sorry, I just got a message and I'm trying to read that at the same time as talking. So let's go. I'm gonna have to edit this because I have no idea what I just was saying. Let's just go back to the job thing. Many times we think our jobs are mundane, and I did think that for many of the places that I've worked through, because it seems like, serving fast food is not a big deal. Or I worked in a theater. I worked for a local newspaper, everywhere from delivering to inserting circulars into the main newspaper, into working in the office as a circulation assistant, and also later as a manager. When I was 19, I worked at the Behavioral Institute, and I worked in a long-term care facility most of the time. I was a floater, so I did get to work in the psych areas as well. But, looking at it, from my human perspective, I guess, I would think, being in long-term care means more. As a CNA there, and I got to work with people who had all types of different things going on, and I got to sit with them in the living room areas when I was my turn to watch the living room and listen to their stories, and just be there as someone to give them some encouragement or hope, or just sit there with them and listen, because sometimes that's all a person needs. But even working at McDonald's, we go to fast food places sometimes and get through the drive-thru, and you come to the window where you pay, and if the person is mean or rude, grumpy, whatever, it kind of ruins your day a bit. But if you're having a bad day, or even if you're just having a meh, okay day, and you get to that drive-through and the person at the window has a smile for you and just genuinely is nice. Just, you know, it can change your day. It can change somebody's day that's having a really bad day. Just have somebody smile at them. So like, it doesn't matter what we do, where we work, or if you don't work outside of the home, it's the things that you do there for your family. Whether it's your kids, if you have them, if you don't, if you're older, you have grandkids, or even if you don't have any kids at all, your spouse or the people around you that you help. All those things matter, and all those things will glorify God. And I think we need to keep that in mind to, you know, make sure that how we treat people is how God would want us to treat people. So, for example, if someone's really mean to you and sometimes just really makes you want to lose it, we have to take a step back and give that over to God. It's easier said than done, believe me, I know, because some people can be really hard. Even from the jobs that I worked, just, you know, from people that I know, people who were friends of mine, family of mine, whatever, people can be really hard. Personality clashes, but as a believer, as a Christian, we are held to a higher standard, and the world is looking at us, and a lot of times they're just looking at us so that they can scrutinize and tell us how much of a hypocrites that we are and all those things, which sometimes they're not wrong. We're human, we mess up, we're going to be hypocrites just like they are, and that's okay, because that's human. And we've got to be real, we've got to be vulnerable with those people, even because the only way to reach people like that is to show them that we aren't that much different. The only difference is that we have accepted the free gift of salvation through Jesus Christ, Yeshua. And that's the biggest difference. And because we're still broken, we're still hurting, we still deal with all the same things that everyone else does, but we have hope for eternal life. So if we can convey that through the jobs that we have, if we can convey that through the time spent with people, and I know that, you know, just thinking about the things that I do, I'm missing out on a lot of that at times because of the issues that I deal with. Some are just not feeling well, some is being in pain a lot, some is just, and I do usually try to push through that and still be there for the people that I can be there for. But there are others that, you know, you feel God telling you, you need to visit these people, you need to call these people, and you just keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off because you've put it off for so long already that it feels like it's too late, or, you know, whatever, you know, we're too busy, or how are we going to do it? And I don't even know where I'm going with this, but it just has me thinking of the things that I need to be doing. So I'm going to end this part of the video now, because it is getting close to 5:30, 6 o'clock here already. I will finish the rest of this later. I'm really having a hard time reading today. It is after 5 p.m. and it's been a long day. I believe it was I'm going to start all over. Okay. I need to start that all over again. I don't know where I was going with that, so I may have to edit this out.